Hello, so today I am back to do my album reaction and review for Stray Kids mini album 8 that at the time of this video being posted came out 10 days ago on July 19th, and this is probably the latest that I've ever posted an album reaction slash review video, and that is on purpose. I wanted to try something out that was a little bit different this time. So normally I will either give myself like the afternoon of release day to listen to the album a bunch and try and compile my thoughts, or I would give myself like that weekend, so the 2 or 3 days really, to just obsessively listen to the album and try and figure out how I feel about it. But I just don't really like that. I feel like I'm just really putting pressure on myself to get my video out as fast as possible rather than like really enjoy the album. So I gave myself a week this time, and I think that gives like a more realistic view for me of like how I feel about the album overall and how I feel about each song and things like that. So just a few disclaimers before we get into it. I am just a stay. I'm not an official music reviewer, not a music critic or anything like that. I don't know any technical terms. I'm really just going off of vibes and what I like and what sounds good to my ears. And if you disagree with any of my opinions, that is absolutely a-okay and fine. I just ask that if you're gonna leave a comment about it, please don't be mean. It's not that serious. Just be nice. And then I promise we'll get into the actual reaction portion very soon, but as per usual, I've only included the parts of the songs where I've actually had like a verbal reaction or like a visual reaction. So yeah, I'll pass you back to me on July 19th. So the first song is the one that I am absolutely the most excited about, besides the title track, obviously, which I've already heard, but Mountains. Mountains, 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 mountains. Oh my god. This one just sounds so good. I mean, duh, it's a Stray Kids song. But yeah, I'm so excited to hear this song, so let's get into it. I'm already overwhelmed. This is gonna go off live, so... Oh, Felix! Oh, never suffering. Okay, this was in the Unveil video. Hello? Sorry? Why did it just get quiet? Did I do something? Did I do something? Hold on. Let me rewind a little bit. I don't know why it just like turned off. I was supposed to do that. Okay. No. Okay. I don't know what happened there, why it turned off, but you're dead! Excuse me? Hey! Ooh. Wait, who's this? Okay, Chad. I think? Why am I struggling? Hello? This bass is crazy. I love this part. This is so good. Hands off? Oh my god. Am I crazy? Where's Felix? Am I not? Hold on. Wait. Who's the I don't think I'm okay. I think my brain is broken. Why did I just ask where Felix is? Anyway. There he is. Again. Now who's this? Is that Chen? Why am I struggling? Why am I struggling with who it is singing? Wait. If you're feeling high, hands go up? Okay. So the way that they're singing that part, that if you're feeling high, your hands go up, whatever, that reminds me a little bit of the, isn't it DJ Khaled? It was that song that Chan covered during one of the Maniac Tour dates, and it was so attractive. It's kind of reminding me of that a little bit. Anyway, next song is Chick Chick Boom, which you've already heard, obviously. Love this freaking song so much. This intro is so misleading. Like, when I was watching the video for the very first time, I didn't think that the song had started. I thought it was just like part of the little news broadcast. I like forgot what I was doing and what I was watching. They love a gunshot sound, or gun sound. I love that wordplay. Jongin! Oh, that's so good! He's so disrespectful. Oh, why do I keep messing up? This is so annoying. This is gonna go so hard live, like, oh my god. I want to hear it live so badly. I hope I am lucky enough to win the war against Ticketmaster once they announce their tour dates. I've almost got it. Oh my god, I love that freaking song. I love it so much. Okie dokie. Next song is Jam. I don't know why I said it like that. Also, I did watch the intro video this morning, actually. I like don't remember anything that they said about all of the songs at all. So I think, do I have something written down about this? They said this is the most Stray Kids style song, but then Seungmin said it will feel like you got hit on the head after you're done listening to it. So, but anyway. Hold on. Okay. I think Jungmin called this song Sticky. Wait! Okay, Felix. Get lit so loud. Alright, Mino! And she's oh, okay. Okay. Did he just say goddamn? How exciting. Put your what? Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes. They sound so good. Look at my boom. Okay, Felix. Again. This song is fun. Stop! Stop it right now. They did not do that again. Lego! I love them so much. Okay. Oh, Spread It Out. This one's so fun. I hate, well, I do this all the time. I compare from like previous releases, what other songs they sound like and things like that. This reminds me very much of Item. Just the way that they're singing in the chorus, like the item, like just the way that they're singing it, but this song is crazy. I'm obsessed. I really like this one a lot. That one is so fun. Next song is I Like It. I'm nervous for this one, a little bit. I don't remember what they said about it, so there's that. Huh? Shut up! Shut up! I'm obsessed! Felix! No! That's how I feel about this song. I like it a lot. And it's only been a minute. Okay, Jen, with those high notes. No. Stop. I want to throw up. Why did my mouth just make that noise? Oh my god, I hope that did not come out on the camera. I'm gagged. Yet again. Chan, don't do this. Don't. These lyrics are gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. Yeah. Oh my god. I'm obsessed with this song. Oh my god, they sound so good. Is that Chenmin? They're trying to kill me. Shut up right now. Excuse me. Alrighty, well, I hope that is kind of similar framing to what it was before. My camera died and I had to change the battery. And it's too hot in here, so I took my jacket off. Anyway, next song is Runners. I think Chan and Felix worked on this one together, from what I remember. Okay, where's this going?
I'm looking at the city down below me. Heaven knows I made my own surroundings. I'm just getting shot, yeah, I know. I'm on my way cause this is all about me.
Okay.
Cybernetic system, yeah, feel like the machine. Doing this, doing that, taking orders like a winter soldier. Trying to show that I'm flat, I'm running on the edge, screaming.
Okay. These lyrics. Is this song in English? So far, at least. This song feels nostalgic for some reason.
Hold up, hold my hand, cause we're taking off. Right, and at the end, yeah, we're gonna touch. Cause wherever, whoever,
Maybe they're using like a lot of similar elements that they've done before. Oh, the bounce back and forth. Alright. This part, especially, I think it's the beat, the drums, whatever. I think it's that same thing that was in one of the other previous teasers where I was like, this sounds familiar, and it's something they've used before. I think it's in Domino, some other songs definitely. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, Felix. Next one is Twilight. Han Ji-sung wrote this one. This is very pretty already with the little piano. That hawk screaming is so me. Okay. Why does this sound familiar too? Yeah, this chorus piece, I guess, sounds very familiar. Like it sounds like another song, but I can't place it. Typical, I say that all the time, but it's true. Too many songs up here. Ooh, the layered vocals. Is that Chan and Seungmin again, or someone else is singing? What can I say? It's just so pretty. Ooh. Okay. Slowing it down a little bit, and then, oh my god. The song I'm most nervous for. Stray Kids. That Unveil track video was so much. I'm nervous. I already have chills. We gotta go away to places still unknown. He sounds so good. Hello? My AirPods are messing up everything. Excuse me. What the heck? Let's rewind it a little bit. Sorry about that. Oops. Oh, come on. Okay, can I just say, apparently there were some people being like, oh my god, this is their disbandment song. Like, did you not hear them say there's not gonna be a last step out, like we're never gonna stop? Did you not hear them say that? Why would you think, oh, they're disbanding? Well, they're definitely not now because they re-signed with JYP, like, literally yesterday, so there's that. Anyway, not to bring drama into it, but I saw that and I was like, be for real. Oh, we all stay on the lonely street? It took me like 12 years to realize that's what he said. Oh my god, Felix. Shut up. I really like how that sounded. There's no last step out, we'll never stop. Period. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah. This is gonna be unreal live. I'm just assuming they're gonna play it. This is gonna be one of those like encore songs, maybe the last one. Oh, I feel like it's very symbolic in a way of Chen to end the song, saying that since he's the one who put them all together. I don't know. Oh my god, this album's already over. We're at the festival version of Tick Tick Boom. Oh my goodness. I'm excited to hear how this is different from the original, I guess. I don't know. It's a little bit longer. It's 5 seconds longer. Fascinating. Let's hear it. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay, faster beat. Okay, it's kind of like, I don't know, house music-y? EDM? It's kind of like sped up. Alright. Oh! Okay. Okay. Fascinating. Oh. Okay. Oh, this was like made for this part. This faster beat. Oh my god. That's fascinating. Not my favorite. I like the original better, but that's okay. So let's see. Initial impressions just from this first listen. I really love Mountains, which I expected. I was really looking forward to that song. Love Tick Tick Boom, obviously. Gem, again, that one reminds me of Item, and I really like it. And I like it. Hello. Like that one a lot. Chen, you're gonna have to pay for your crimes with that one chunk of your lyrics. That's all I'm gonna have to say. It kind of feels like the vibe goes from like hard-hitting intro, and it's like fun, haha, and then it slowly slows down, which I think is kind of cool. I think maybe my favorites right now, besides Tick Tick Boom, would probably have to be Mountains, and I like it. Maybe I like it at the top. Maybe. I don't know. And then least favorite, if I had to have one, the festival version of Tick Tick Boom. Alright, well that is all for the reaction portion of this video, and now on to the review part. So I will start with my overall album thoughts, and I say it all the time, this should come as no surprise, but I very much like this album a lot. It's really hard to say if it's my favorite Stray Kids album, or mini album rather. I don't want to say that it's my favorite, because I really honestly don't know, but I think that just comes with the territory of them being my alt group. Like, I just love everything that they do. But it's definitely up there, I would say. And again, very, very glad that I gave myself a week with this album instead of just the weekend immediately following the release, because I don't think I would be saying this if I hadn't given myself that time. Like, I think I would be sitting here like, well, it's okay, like I like it, but I'm not sure if it's like really my favorite at all, but I'm sure my opinions will change, you know, with more listens and the more time that I've got with the album. Like, I was not really sure how I felt about it after 3 days. So again, very glad I gave myself a week with it, because now I feel a lot more confident in how I feel about it and the songs overall and things like that. It just feels like very comfortable, and it feels like the songs have been out forever, even though at the time that I'm filming they've only been out for a week. Like, even after a few days I was like, wow, this album feels like it's been out for like a year or something. Like, I don't know, it just feels very like comfortable and very familiar. But I don't know, again, maybe that's just because I am a stay and I love everything that they do and they feel like home to me. I don't know, but yeah, it just feels very, very comfortable. I think the thing that I enjoy the most about this album, which is such a weird thing to say, but it's true, they did a fabulous job organizing the track list for this album. Just, it's going by vibe, and I noticed this immediately, even after just one listen. They were going like down, I guess, by vibe. So you start out with Mountains, which is like a very heavy hitting kind of classic intense Stray Kids song, and then Chick Chick Boom, which is upbeat, Jam, which is your classic really noisy Stray Kids song, and then I Like It is kind of the turning point song where it's still like a little out there in some elements, but it's a little bit more poppy and fun sounding, a little bit brighter than Jam, which is just like all over the place, crazy. And then it kind of nicely takes you into Runners, which is a little bit more sentimental, serious, and then you get into Twilight and then Stray Kids. The only wrench that completely messes that up is the festival version of Chick Chick Boom. I think Stray Kids would actually be a very nice like ending song. Like I think the album should end on there, but I will save my thoughts about the festival version for when I talk about each song individually. But yeah, love the track list so much. I think I've really enjoyed just listening to the album in order all the time. I have been shuffling it and incorporating it into my daily rotation and listening to it out of order, but honestly I have really been enjoying just listening to it in order because it sounds so good, and they all just kind of flow really well into each other. Again, really hard to say if this is like my favorite, but I love it overall. But this is also reminding me, my friend gave me the idea to do a tier list of Stray Kids albums, and I'm curious how y'all would feel about that. Would y'all be interested in that? Because I was thinking about it as I was listening to the album and thinking, well, can I say this is my favorite? I don't know. I don't know what my favorite Stray Kids album is. So yeah, is that something that you guys would be interested in? Let me know. So I guess I will now start with my thoughts for each song. I have my phone here with my notes. Some of them I have a lot to say about, and then others I don't. But obviously Mountains is the first song on the track list, and this is the one that I was probably the most excited to hear because it's just like that classic like boom, here we are kind of song from Stray Kids, which I really enjoy, and it did not disappoint. It sounds so good, and I just love listening to this song. I think in the intro video they said that they could see it being like an opening song for tour, and I don't know if that was like a little Easter egg since they are starting up on a world tour next month, and they were basically letting us know that that's how they're going to open the show. But I agree, I think that would be the perfect song to open the show with. Just like a very confident statement of like, well, here we are. And I couldn't even say that confidently. I had to stumble through that. Excellent. It just kind of has that vibe. Everybody sounds amazing. Oh, Nino and Felix especially doing that chorus. Oh my god, it's so good. So definitely love that song a lot. Definitely one of my favorites still. And then Chick Chick Boom, if you have not watched my reaction video for that, definitely go check it out, because that was my real, first listen of that song. This is something that I was a little bit too afraid to say in my music video reaction, because sometimes I feel like people get touchy about this, but now that I've been on Twitter and I've seen a bunch of other people saying it, I feel okay. This song is criminally short. Like, it doesn't feel super short all the time when I'm listening to it, but then once it's already at that little like chant part at the end, it's like, oh my god, this song is almost over. How is this song almost over? I want more. But I think it definitely like adds to the replayability of the song, because it leaves you wanting more and then you just keep replaying it. So I feel like that had to have been intentional, but I kind of want it to be longer because it's just so fun and catchy. And then next up is Jam. I love this song. They were saying in the intro video that this is like the most Stray Kids sounding song. Like, I think it was Singmin who said like everything that you can't find in Chick Chick Boom, you'll find it in Jam. And I think that is like the noise aspect, because this song is very noisy, like they said, and I agree with Singmin. I did feel a little bit like I got hit over the head with something after listening to that song, because it's just so like wacky and fun, and there were a lot of little elements of that song that I very much enjoyed. After the I know you know Lee know part, the drums are the peanut butter jelly time drums. That song, it took me a second to realize. Like at first I was just like, oh, this sounds familiar, like this drum line, but I feel like it was something that they had used in the past. But then I realized, because they do say peanut butter jelly time in the song as one of the lines, and it just clicked for me. I was like, oh my god, they're like sampling that in the song. Their minds are incredible. Like, I don't know if other people like figured it out way faster. They probably did because I'm slow, but I love that. They're incredible. They're so amazing. Oh my gosh, Jisung's lyric in the chorus, when I asked, is he saying God damn? I was looking at the lyrics during one of my listens on Spotify, and it says the lyric is got them. There is no way. I will not be singing it like that. It's goddamn to me. It doesn't sound like got them. It sounds like goddamn. This is another our dish is so bussin' situation like in Super Bowl, and I hate it. But yeah, I just love this song. It's so fun. I said it when I initially listened to the song, but it definitely reminds me of Item and just the way that they're singing, like their pronunciation. Changbin was talking about in the intro video that their pronunciation of certain words sounds very sticky, like jam is, and I totally hear it. I totally get what he means by that, and it's very similar to the way that they were doing the chorus of Item, so I appreciated that. Item is one of my favorite songs, so I liked that little comparison moment. Next up is I Like It. This song is so playful and fun, but I was also not expecting it to be that way, just based on the little snippet that we got in the mashup video, but obviously everything was all mashed together, so there was no way to know what went with what. But yeah, even just from like instrumental of the song, I was not expecting it to be so like bright and kind of poppy and fun, but I am obsessed with this song. It's so fun. It just makes me like feel very giddy when I listen to it, except the second verse with Chan's part. He can go away. Like, it reminds me of Connected. His lyrics, I want to fight him for that. And then him on Bubble, like a couple days after the album coming out, asking, so what are we? Girl, I thought you said not to ask, so why are you asking me? Anyway, that is neither here nor there. It just reminded me of that. But yeah, his part literally makes me feel insane, but I very much enjoy the song. It's so fun. And then next up is Runners, and this one is all in English, which they definitely did not have to do, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I love them so much that they do that. This one I was not 100% sure about at first. It was just kind of like in the middle for me. I felt very neutral about it, but with a lot more listens now, having it for a week, I definitely like it a lot more, and I think lyric wise it feels like a prequel to Stray Kids the song, because they are talking about, like, you know, their journey in the last 6, almost 7 years as a group, and the like trials and tribulations that they've gone through, like any setbacks, any challenges, things like that, risks that they take, you know, being like a self-produced group and trying to do something new every single time. And it just makes me weirdly emotional to listen to it. But I think it's because I've kind of connected that song and Stray Kids in my head, lyric-wise, and I just love them so much. They are my old group, so I don't know, it's just very emotional to hear them talk about their journey, because I've been there almost the whole time, so I've kind of watched this, and it's just interesting to hear their thoughts and their point of view on it, if that makes sense. Something that I very much enjoyed in the lyrics, particularly in the chorus, is the kind of transition or switch from watch me to watch us. That gave me chills every time once I realized that that's what they were saying, because again, I am not good at picking out lyrics, and I was like, oh, that gives me the chills. I like the song definitely a lot better. I feel like this is the one song when I do get to my ranking that I'm like, is this really where this belongs? Or should it be higher? I don't really know. The next song is Twilight. This is probably the calmest, chillest song on the album. I said when I was initially watching the album, my brain is not working. When I initially listened to the album and listened to the song for the first time, I said that the beginning really reminded me of another song, and surprise, surprise, a week later I still have not figured it out, but that's okay. It's just like me being annoying and having to compare as soon as I hear it, because I think about it every time. I'm like, why does this sound familiar? Just like the little drum line in Jam, but at least I was able to figure that one out. But this one, I feel like it's not going to be a song that I reach for all the time, because it is more chill and I tend to listen to the hype upbeat stuff a lot more. But if I'm in the mood for something slower, something a lot more chill, then I would definitely be reaching for that then, and like kind of put that on that playlist of like, this is calm time. But it's definitely like, it's not a skip or anything. Like, I definitely love the song. They all sound amazing, and it's just very pretty with all the piano and everything like that. Next up is Stray Kids, The Song, and this one, I am gonna be so real, is not going to be one that I think I would be able to listen to often. It just makes me too emotional, and like, I've said that about their songs before. Like Beautiful from 5 Star, I was like, oh no, I'm never going to be able to listen to this song. Like, it just makes me cry. It's very pretty, but I'm not going to be able to listen to it. I'm kind of desensitized to that song now, and it doesn't make me as emotional. But this song, no. Like, I've been forcing myself for the past week to listen to it, just so I can get my thoughts out on it and how I feel about it, written down, whatever, for this video. But yeah, genuinely, it just makes me too emotional to listen to it. It feels very nostalgic. I think I said this while I was listening to it, but I think they have definitely used some elements from songs that they've used before. Like the drum line, I think they've used in like Domino, some other earlier songs, things like that. So it just feels very nostalgic. But yeah, I thought I was gonna cry when I heard the song the first time, because that was kind of how I was thinking about it going into it after the Unveil track and seeing the little bit of the music video for it. But I think I was just like so overwhelmed that I didn't really register the lyrics and everything like that. But the part that got me, and I think it was around the 6th or 7th listen, I want to say, 8th if we want to be cheesy and cliche about it, it was Felix's part in the 2nd verse that I was originally talking over the first time that I was listening to the song. So I totally missed what he was saying there, but it's the line where he's like, oh, I won't let me fall down, so proud of myself, never doubt who we are, blah blah blah, and then it runs into the chorus. That line on that 6th or 7th listen, it just really hit me so hard, and I just burst into tears, ugly crying so badly over this song. And then now every time I listen to it, that part, ugly crying immediately. Like, I genuinely cannot listen to it, and like, I know like Jisung and Changbin like teared up writing the song, and then Chen said that he would probably cry singing the song live. So that, thinking about that makes me even more emotional. But then just the lyrics and what they're talking about overall, once I finally like really paid attention, it's just very emotional. But yeah, I just can't listen to this song. Like, obviously I love it. Of course I do. It's Stray Kids. But yeah, this is definitely not one that I'm going to be able to listen to really a lot ever. Maybe if I want a good cry, I would listen to the song for sure. And I think the video is going to be a little bit hard to watch, and I might cry watching the music video, which we are getting for Stay Week. They released the schedule for that, and they're giving it to us very soon, I think on the 1st. So that's going to be really fun. But yeah, I don't know, just like thinking about the lyrics and that one lyric of Felix's where he says, you know, so proud of myself. That's how I feel about them. I feel very proud of them. Like, I've, you know, been a fan since 2018 at some point in the fall, like around My Pace and IMU era, somewhere in between there is where I found them. And then it's just, I've just been here the whole time. Like, my first comeback was Miro. I've been here ever since, basically. So it's just been really cool watching them over the past 6 almost full years, just growing and changing and like really finding themselves and like establishing themselves and their sound and who they are in the industry and like just musically and things like that. Just thinking about all of that and all the memories that I have and the friends that I have because of them. The song makes me very emotional and I am starting to tear up, so I'm gonna stop talking about this song. But yeah, love it. Not gonna be able to listen to it. Not sure I'm gonna be able to hold it together when the music video comes out. And then lastly we have the festival version of Chick Chick Boom. Yet again, we struggle with trying to get the same framing, so hopefully this is similar, but if not, sorry. So yes, festival version of Chick Chick Boom. I feel like this was very obvious from my first listen on camera, but this is not my favorite song, or not my favorite version of a song that they've ever given us. And this may or may not be a hot take, I don't know. I think maybe my Twitter has really only shown me people who absolutely love it, and people were saying like this is the best version of a song that I've ever heard. So I don't know if other people share my same feelings. But I think that they should not have put this on the album, and I would have preferred another original song somewhere in the track list, and then put this song on the little remixes album that they gave us like a couple of days later. Like I said when I was talking about the track list, the festival version like completely throws off the cohesion, I guess, of the track list. Like everything makes sense and it's kind of going in a nice vibe order, and then it's just this at the end. And I feel like Stray Kids would have been a really nice song to end on. I feel like they're very much making a statement with that song, but then we have this right after and it's kind of whiplashy and it kind of kills the vibes and the flow of the album, if you will. So honestly, I really would have preferred something else somewhere in the middle of the track list, I guess. Either something hard-hitting at the top or something a little bit more chill at the bottom, and have the album end with Stray Kids instead of this. And then I was thinking, because obviously for Rockstar era they did another version of La 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 La, they did the rock version, and that was included on the album. So I was like, okay, how is that any different from this? Like, I like the rock version of La 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 La, why don't I like this? Is it just that I don't really care for how it sounds? Like, it's not, you know, scratching an itch in my brain? Like, what is it? I think that the rock version of La 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 made a lot more sense in the context of the album and the song and the concept and whatnot, because it's Feel the Rock, the album's called Rock Star, like a rock version makes sense. The festival version, to me, in the context of the album, doesn't really make sense, and I feel like it's just kind of there because this album is coming out, or it came out, smack dab in the middle of Stray Kids doing these festival appearances and performances over the summer. Like, they did iDays Milano and BST Hyde Park before the album came out, and then I think it's next week or at the end of this week, at the time the video is coming out, that they're doing Lollapalooza in Chicago. So it felt just like a opportunity to just throw it there because the album's coming out in the middle of all of these festival performances that they're doing over the summer, rather than it making sense with the album itself and like the concept itself. However, I do think it will be fun live for those people that are able to go, and then it would be like a little bit nostalgic for them to hear it later because they got to see it live, maybe. But yeah, I don't think it makes sense for the album. I, again, think it should have gone on the little remixes, because really truly, what is the difference between a remix and another version? Is a remix just considered another version, but a specific other version, like a festival version or a rock version, isn't considered a remix somehow? Like, what makes it a remix versus another version? I don't know. But again, I think it should have gone on that little remix, other versions album instead. But yeah, that's my potentially hot take for this album. I think that's probably my only criticism of the album, is this song. I don't like that it's there, as I have said many times, and I wish we got something instead. Because they definitely have a bunch of different things that they could have pulled from. I'm sure there's something that would have fit better than this, vibe-wise, if that's what they were going for, which it definitely seems like they were. But yeah, not my favorite, so sorry about that. And lastly, could not finish out this video without doing a ranking of the songs. So this is purely based on vibes. I think this is just, you know, based on what I'm reaching for now that I am starting to shuffle through the songs and add them into my daily rotation and put them into my playlist and things like that. So where did it go? There it is. I think Mountains and I Like It are tied at the top in first place, but I feel like I Like It might overtake Mountains sometimes. So let's just say I Like It is number 1, Mountains is number 2, Tick Tick Boom is number 3, Jam in the middle, and then Runners, Twilight, Stray Kids festival version. So that whole second half is just how the album shakes out and is ordered anyway. But again, totally based on vibes and like what I would be reaching for. So slower songs like Twilight, not going to reach for it a lot. Stray Kids, as I've said a million times, not going to be reaching for that one like ever, because I don't want to cry. Unless I am in the mood to cry, then I will grab for it. But and then festival version, that makes sense why it's at the bottom. So yeah, that is my ranking. I don't think it's going to change that much, but Runners could be one that moves around, but I don't know. And then something I realized that I forgot initially to say about Runners is I think at a certain point they've got like the crowd cheering in the instrumental, and I just really love that, and that is something that also gave me the chills when I listened to it. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Stray Kids mini album 8. Let me know what you thought about the album. Is this your favorite Stray Kids mini album that they've ever released, or does it shake out somewhere else in your rankings? What is your ranking for the songs on this album? What are your favorite songs? Let me know, just everything down in the comments. And just thank you for watching this, because I'm assuming this video is going to be very long. It's me. But yeah, I guess I will be back when they release the Mountains music video and the Stray Kids music video. Probably going to be a lot of tears there. I will see you then.